Hey, you guys, it's KYP561 coming in here to talk to you all about Basketball Wives Season 9, Episode 2. We pretty much started off this episode the way that last episode started, more talk about COVID-19 and how it's been affecting everyone up to this point of taping. They show each individual lady with their families, whether it's their kids, their husbands, their animals, whatever, so we kind of get like a little bit of insight on them. Um, just talk about, how things have changed since the pandemic had started basically in March, even though I believe that it was around before March, but we just didn't know what was going on. And then they talked about from March to May, that's when the killing of George Floyd happened, and then shortly after that, going into June, that's when we started having these worldwide protests. People were starting to protest all around the world when it comes to like Black Lives Matter. It was just, to me, that was a beautiful thing to see, especially when you saw people in other countries that were protesting. I thought that was, at that point, it seemed like the world was coming together for a common cause, but that was short lived, in my opinion, because, as we started to get closer to the election months, um, we kind of saw a shift, okay, and it was not a shift for the better, okay. But y'all know I don't talk politics. That is a very touchy subject for me, and y'all already know how I go off about these fake ass shows, okay. So you could just imagine how I feel and what's possible to come out my mouth about a lot of the shit that been going on around here. So I just choose not to um, talk politics. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and stick to the rivers and the lakes that I'm used to. Okay, so we shoot up 4 months past, the protest and everything. So I'm thinking that this taping took place around September of 2020. Okay, so like I said, everybody, they're showing all of the ladies, and Evelyn has decided that she misses everybody, and everybody has been in quarantine and not really knowing what's going on, and it was kind of driving people crazy a little bit because it like just came out of nowhere. And everything was getting shut down. You weren't doing just your normal day-to-day activities. So Evelyn has decided that she is going to get a mansion. We saw that she has moved into a new place, but she said her place is not done yet. She's doing some renovations and so on and so forth. So she's going to get a mansion, and she wants to invite the ladies for for a little retreat. I think I heard her say a week. It may have been 2 weeks, but let's say a week or two. Okay. So she is contacting the ladies individually. Everybody seems to be on board. She gets to Jackie. Jackie is on board, but then Jackie makes a comment that she needs to start planning for this retreat. And so Evelyn is like, "What you say?" And then that was just that. So I already knew that Jackie was on some fuck shit right then. Okay. So we see Kristen. Y'all know I don't like Kristen. Okay. But whatever. Okay. Like I said, I'm trying to give everybody a clean slate. But just judging her from off of this episode, I ain't gonna like Kristen. I already know it. So anyway, she's moved to Atlanta. So we have Kristen is in Atlanta, Malaysia is in Atlanta. We find out that Jen is back, and Jen is also in Atlanta. Jackie says that she moved to Sacramento. What the girl name is? Shawnee is in Texas, and I think Evelyn is still in LA. And then we have Lamar Odom's ex-wife, and I can't remember her name, y'all. I'm sure I'm gonna get it, but she's in LA as well. So they kind of scattered out a little bit. So this is gonna be their first time seeing each other in a while. So she goes to Malaysia's house, and her and Malaysia, they talk, and they get into the conversation that she had invited Malaysia to a protest for George Floyd, and Malaysia didn't show up. And Malaysia says that she didn't not show up because she didn't want to be there, but that just hit a little too close to home for her, and her anxiety kicked in, and she just couldn't do it. So we had kind of heard Malaysia say that her brother had been killed by the police. So with all of this going on, and as frequent as it had started to happen, even though it's always been happening, but now, everything is on social media. Everybody is so quick to pull out their phones and record and share videos and things like that. We just are able to see it more. Whereas before, we would only know about it on a local level, but now we see this stuff happening all across the country, all across the world, really, so it's just a little much for Malaysia at the time. So she said, she just wasn't really ready to deal with that. So let me see. Evelyn was talking to her daughter. Okay, Evelyn, I hope we're not going to see you crying about this shit with OG every episode, because it's just so strange to me that now every time I see you, you are damn near in tears because you feel like you're being bullied by these people that have jumped on the OG train, when you've been the bully the whole goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? Like since season 1, you have been the damn mean girl, so I'm really not moved by your tears at all. So but whatever, girl. Let me see what else. So we have Kristen and Malaysia again, but this time Kristen has invited this lady named Monteria Robinson to her home, and Malaysia is going to come over to her house. So they're going to have a conversation. So Monteria, her son, I don't know if she said how old he was, but he was shot by the police. He was shot over 76 times. Okay. I just don't understand why y'all feel like it takes 70 something bullets for one person. Like, whatever happened to, if you feel like someone's running or you might be in danger, you basically supposed to stop them. If you do have to pull your weapon, whatever happened to shooting somebody in the leg or shooting them in the knee, to keep them from charging you? What the fuck type of person do you think it takes for 76 bullets to stop them? Like, I don't get that. It don't even take 76 bullets to kill a goddamn wild animal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't understand like how you could get off from that. Now, if I ain't never heard of or seen excessive force before in my life, 76 goddamn, but to me, 7 bullets is excessive. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand it, child. I don't understand it. But anyway, she's having a conversation with Malaysia, and she's basically telling Malaysia that you're not necessarily Malaysia herself, but people that have lost loved ones, you're not really helping the cause by just laying around crying. Nothing is getting done. You have to use that as your motivation to fight for your kids, fight for your siblings, fight for your family members, fight for your friends that have been murdered, okay, by police, and they basically just walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, just walk scot-free. Like, that shit is amazing to me. It's amazing to me. So, she was saying that she wakes up every morning and she can hear her son and see her son's face telling her, go get him, ma. You know what I'm saying? Like, she feels like she got to hold her baby down, and Malaysia, she did say that with that conversation, she did feel that it was time for her to have a conversation with her children. And, we always say that when your kids are a certain age, we think that they're too young to talk about certain things. And in a lot of cases back in the day, that may have been true. But the way of the world today, I don't think that there is a such thing as too young, because these babies is not too young to be getting killed by these damn police officers. You know what I'm saying? You got, Tamir Rice was 12? You know what I'm saying? You got him over here, Mason, the little 9-year-old girl that was down in the elementary school a couple of damn weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now nobody is too young. So I've even sat down and I've talked to my grandson, which is 5, and I know he don't know what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad that you have to have a conversation like that about life and about how to maneuver around police. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was 5 years old, the police was like the heroes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted to be a police officer. You know, you was happy when you saw a police officer. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing. But it's like now you got to be scared when these motherfuckers come around. You got to be at attention. You got to make sure that you ain't looking too aggressive. You got to soften up your look. You got to soften up the way that you talk. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is crazy. And for you to have to explain this type of thing to kids, whereas kids don't understand that, and so now you have to try and make them understand that in terms that they will, you know, kind of grasp a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair to these kids, you know. I don't know, child. So Malaysia said that she's gonna have a talk with her kids or whatever, and we're gonna see how that turns out a little bit later. Evelyn wants to put a fun week with the girls together. Like I said, everybody is on board. We find out that Jennifer is back and she is also in Atlanta. We also find out that Jennifer had COVID, okay, while she's still around here. Girls just want to have fun. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker just skipping around like, you know, everything is all good. And she run around here with the damn COVID-19. Okay. So then Kristen comes over to her house, you know, to have a conversation with her. And she asked her about what was going on with the dude that stole Jennifer's car. Now, I had to forget all about that. It was in the blogs or whatever. I had forgot all about it, mainly because nobody really cares. And I just think that Jennifer be putting on plays to stay relevant. So she claims that she's going to do a documentary about that and how he treated her and what he did to her. And she's going to take it to the bank. Girl, don't nobody care. Like, don't nobody care about that shit, girl. That's old any damn way. And when that shit like 2 years ago, girl, please. So anyway, Jackie asked, she done invited Jennifer and she's also invited OG. So when she said that she got to start planning for this retreat, meaning that she has to go and put her own little thing together so that she can invite Jennifer and OG. So she done went and got a house separate outside of the house that Evelyn has gotten so that she can bring Jennifer and OG along on the trip or whatever. So as Jennifer is telling Kristen about OG being there and all of this, and Kristen was like, well, I'm glad that I asked because now I have to mentally prepare and this and that. So Jennifer was like, shit, you ain't got to no more mentally prepare for OG than you do for any of them other bitches that you gonna be in the house with, because them hoes throw chairs, throw tables and bottles and all kind of shit, you know. So then Kristen, she kind of like tried to get a little, you know, well, you know, like telling her, don't be calling them bitches or whatever. And then Jennifer jumps off the, you know, this is my house and this and that, whatever. Girl, you was doing too much on that and you don't have that same energy with, you ain't had that energy at all with the bitch that threw a motherfucking table at your ass. So don't be over here trying to bark at Kristen, even though I don't like Kristen and fuck her, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, you know. So, that was that. So we over here to OG. OG is sitting down with her family, her mom and her brothers and her boyfriend, because he ain't even her fiance, child, her boyfriend. They sitting down, they having, you know, a little, they eating and drinking and talking and doing what they do. And she brought up to them that she had been invited to go on this girls trip, but it's going to be a separate house for her, so she doesn't have to be in the house with Evelyn or whatever. And you know, just basically saying that she felt like she had to file a countersuit because her reputation was being threatened by Evelyn filing a lawsuit against her. Now, Kristen had said something in the confessional saying that, you know, about the colorism thing or whatever, and that she doesn't get Evelyn being a colorist because she herself, Kristen, is a dark brown skinned girl, and you know, she just doesn't get that vibe from her. You know, that vibe is there, but she doesn't react to you, Kristen, and Malaysia and Jackie the way that she does to OG, because OG wasn't trying to impress that bitch and be her friend. So she, of course, she lays off of y'all, but please believe Evelyn does believe that she's better than y'all, okay? But she tolerates you guys because, for one, you do have more European features, or your features are more acceptable than OG's features. OG is just a different breed. That don't mean that she's ugly. She might not be pretty by your standards. You know, she's not prissy. She's not, you know, trying to be like a black Barbie or no shit like that. She probably trying to be like a black Nigerian Barbie. But by your European standards, which Jen gives off Barbie Valley girl, Black Barbie Valley girl. Malaysia gives off Black Barbie Valley girl, you know, and Kristen, she gives off Black Barbie girl, you know what I'm saying? But then you got OG, she come over here, she thicker than all outdoors. This motherfucker I here playing football, that's her profession, you know, whatever. And she's not trying to be a part of your clique. She's doing her own damn thing. So yeah, you do have an issue. You got one. I don't give a damn what you say. You got one. I see it. Okay, it's just not, you don't put it out there with them other girls because you feel you like you the leader of them. You the leader of their game. Whereas OG don't see your ass, you know, and so they can't see that from you because um you don't show that to them. You don't show that side to them. But girl, I see you. I see you, child. But anyway, OG's people, they say, you know, it's all good. Go ahead and go enjoy yourself. You know how to handle yourself, whatever the case may be. Of course, Krista jumps on the phone, calls Evelyn to tell her what, you know, what Jackie has done as far as getting a separate house, inviting OG and Jennifer or whatever. Evelyn over here talking about, you know, she don't want no drama and this and that, but you are the drama. Every event, every trip, every party, every dinner, every whatever, the drama is always with you. You always in the drama. So it's just so funny to me that the main bitches that be talking about they don't want no drama, you be the main motherfuckers that be in the drama, okay, and be the one that done started the drama and got the drama jumped off. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, girl, miss me with all that shit, all that shit. So then we go over here to Malaysia. She is having a conversation with her children, and at first I was like, when she was saying like, what would you do if the police came in here and drew their guns, or what would you do if the police had a gun to my head and this and at first I was like, why the fuck you asking them damn kids that? But then when I thought about it, because I was like, if you're not doing anything that would cause the police to bust down your door, why would that be a scenario? That's my first thought. But then I was like, bitch, what you talking about? These motherfuckers be claiming that, oh, we got intel that a goddamn fugitive was in your damn house. Come in here, bust out all your shit, fuck up your house, fuck up your furniture, have you standing around butt ass naked, you know what I'm saying? Got a gun to your head, all type of shit, and a bitch in the house next door. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those scenarios were absolutely necessary because that shit happens. It's like the police, they can just do whatever the fuck they want to do to whoever they want to do it to, and then just come back and say, "Oh, we made a mistake." What? Yeah, they do it all the time, and once again, with no consequence. With no consequence, that child is that shit is just crazy to me. So OG, she does stand by the fact that there is a colorism issue in the group, and I believe it. You know, I do. I believe it. So we're gonna see what comes about from that, and then the show just basically ends with the girls packing and preparing to meet up, go, you know, get the party started. So we're gonna roll around. It's really getting off to a slow start for me, especially now that we're in the second episode. So we need to pick some shit up. We need to pick it up. You know, we need to pick it up. So I'm gonna still give it a chance. Okay. So thank you all for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good shit. I want to welcome all of my new family members. Okay, welcome to the family reunion. And I do appreciate you all subscription. And until next time, y'all, peace out.